We're back with our cyclist who's taken some advice on what they can do to help keep them safe. They're wearing some brighter clothes and have put lights on the front and back of their bike. This will give them a better chance of being seen by everyone else using the road, and therefore reducing the risk of being injured in the first place. They're also now wearing a helmet. This will help to reduce the level of injury they will sustain if they are involved in an incident. The last thing they do before they set off is a quick check that the brakes work and that the tyres are inflated. On the weekends, they give their bike a bit more of a service. Along their journey, our student makes sure they're using all of their senses to help keep them safe. They no longer listen to music on their journey, so they can better hear any hazards like vehicles overtaking them. They also know that they're entitled to use as much of the road as they need to avoid other obstacles like parked vehicles and drains. Closer to school, our cyclist spots their mates, but waits patiently to move with the traffic. They clearly signal to other road users they're leaving the road, and pull closer to the pavement before getting off their bike. We're now back with our student walking into school. They've also taken some advice and now wear some bright clothes, especially in the winter months when it's much darker. They've even got a flashing light to put on their bag. They've done everything they can to make sure they are being seen by others using the road. Because they live in a village, some parts of their journey don't have any pavement, so they have to walk along the road. But they now know that walking facing the oncoming traffic keeps them safer because they can see and anticipate the vehicles coming towards them. And just in case a driver doesn't see them, they move off the road as much as possible and wait until the oncoming vehicle has passed. Our pedestrian has had a couple of near misses in the past, so make sure they're not distracted by their phone or a book whilst they cross busier roads closer to town. They used to use this time to chat with their mates, but now understands the risks involved, so are happy to catch up at school. And here comes the bus. It's a little bit further, but they know it's safer to use a crossing. So they jog up to the crossing, wait for the traffic to stop, cross safely, and get on the bus with plenty of time to spare. On the bus, they find a seat with their mates and catch up. Some of the students from another school made the papers recently because their behaviour was distracting the driver. How embarrassing. How a student knows that the way they behave in public also reflects on their school because they're in uniform. They really like their school because all of their mates go there, so don't want to risk their reputation and potentially have to leave. They get to their stop and it's just a short walk to school. There are lots of other people using the streets and roads, so they make sure they are considerate to everyone else, leaving enough space for other pedestrians, but being mindful of the traffic. So, as you can see, recognising hazards and putting measures in place to reduce the risk of harm and injury can help keep us all safe on the road. By working together to meet the UN Sustainable Development Goals and learning how we can prevent death or injury on the roads, we can collectively make the world a better place.